Brooksaw Antiques here. Today we have this 1949 Smith Corona Silent vintage portable typewriter. I'm going to show you how to use the functions and make sure they all work. Up top is the adjustable paper guide that helps you guide the page in straight. I like to line it up with the edge of the platen, which is the main roller that feeds the paper. These are your margins. So I'm going to set this one at 0, a little after 0, so that way you don't drag on that paper finger. And this one all the way to the end near the other paper finger. The paper fingers are the adjustable paper holders right there. Each side is adjustable. You just got to make sure the margins are in between them, or else you'll get stuck. Like, as you can see, it pushes it or it gets stuck on it sometimes. So you just want to make sure the margins are in between those. And this is your paper support arm that flips up from the back. And this is the paper bell that sits on top. It has 3 rollers, and you can adjust those to be perfectly aligned. Once you hear the bell, you're at the end of the margin. You hit this line space, gets you back to the beginning. It skips 1, 2, or 3. Right now we have it on single, but if you want double, you just flip that switch back. 1, it skips 2, 1 more, it skips 3. That works good. We're going to keep it on single and finish typing. I was actually able to type all the letters on the keyboard in one line because this has Elite typeface, which prints 12 characters per inch, which is a bit smaller than your standard Pica, which is 10 characters per inch. So you can actually fit more words on a page. It's a little bit smaller. So I'll type a sentence on the next line. To switch from black to red, you just switch down to that red dot, and it'll print the bottom portion of the ribbon. This is probably one of the best typewriters that was mass produced. Just absolutely smooth to type on. It's called a silent, but it's not really silent, but it's very quiet compared to other typewriters, and just feels super smooth. It feels like a luxury typewriter made by Smith Corona, one of the best typewriter manufacturers ever made back in this time. We're going to flip that back up to the blue dot so it prints the top portion of the ribbon, and the switch on the right side will unlock the rollers underneath the platen, allowing you to pull the page out easy or load thicker paper like carbon copy or card stock. Make sure you flip that back before you load the next page, or else it won't load correctly. I'm going to put the support arms down. Got a shift on each side and a shift lock on the left. To clear that, just hit the shift button again. Backspace on the top left, that works good. Tab on the right side. Right now, this has a manual tab set, so you flip this panel back and you can access the tabs, which are inserts that you just pull out and manually set them where you want them. Anywhere on this rack here, and it has a scale on the rack, so it tells you exactly where they are. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we'll close that and show you from the back. Actually, just show you from the front again. So you can't see anything. If you have that back panel back, it just won't. Yes, it will. Sometimes it gets stuck on that, so you want to have that forward when you do the tabs. Open the hood, all the brand new ribbons loaded on the left side, so it's pulling to the right clockwise. If you want to switch the direction, there's a switch here on the left. You just flip that up and it'll start pulling to the left side counterclockwise. We want to keep it pulling to the right, so we're going to keep that going to the right side. Sometimes if you get to the end of one side, it'll jam up your vibrator because it's one side is completely used and it's just stuck. And some people that get a typewriter from me, well, it'll be pulling in the wrong direction. Somehow it gets shifted during the shipment, and they complain that their typewriter doesn't work, but really they just need to switch the direction. Super easy fix. Or change the ribbon if you've been using your typewriter a lot. This is the touch control. The farther right you go, the more tension there is when you hit the keys. The farther left you go, you don't have to hit them as hard. but it's for more advanced typers. When you have it to the right, it responds much faster. Let's do the margin release. At the end of the margin, there's a mechanism that locks the keys so they don't go all the way up and print. But if you hit the MR button on the right side here, this button, it'll allow you to type past that block and finish the word at the end of the page. This is your carriage lock. It's also called a escapement throwout. And what it does is it locks the carriage in the middle when you have it in the case. And when you have it in the case in this instance, it'll push up against this knob so it doesn't unlock. All you have to do is pull it to the side to unlock it. And that just protects the escapement, which is the mechanism that helps allow a space each time you type. And if that gets damaged, it's a major operation to fix. So you want to protect that when you have it in the case. This is just access to the tabs and carriage release on each side. Very smooth. This little button here, if you pull it out, it'll disable the spacing when you turn the knob. So you can get to an exact spot on the page. If you push it in, you hear the clicks. Each one of those clicks is one space. That works good, and that's it. Now available on eBay or Etsy. Search Brooksaw Antiques.